Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Hey everyone, so I'm happy we got here. Today's the day we're going to learn our first song. So I've been kind of secretly teaching you all a song this whole time if you started from the first video up to now. So in those open chord videos, we went over 4 of the main open chords: G major, E minor, C major, and D major. And we did them in that order. And I also was giving some tips on how to transition between them properly. That's actually the song Last Kiss. Last Kiss is a legendary hit song. It's been covered by tons of bands throughout the years. I think the one most people will be familiar with is the Pearl Jam cover from the 90s. It's a gorgeous song, and it's just 4 chords. And if you are okay with these 4 chords that we've been covering, I can teach you tons of songs with these things. So Last Kiss, we're going to start with the G chord, and if you need to review these chords, go back to the other videos, but I'll just give you a quick recap. The G chord is when you have your middle finger on the top string at the 3rd fret, index finger on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger on the very bottom string at the 3rd fret. Now just remember these tips from before, right? I'm not going to get as deep into them because I've covered them in a couple videos now. But you want to stay out of the dead zone of the fret, so you're going to press down either right in the middle or a little bit closer to you, the fret wire that's closest to you. And don't push down on the fret wire, just get a little close to it. The dead zone is if you're at the middle and you go the other way. So you want to make sure none of your fingers are in that position. So we're going to make our G chord. Now let's actually get a real strumming pattern going with our right hand, because before, when we were memorizing the chords and just practicing transitioning through them, I just had you doing simple down strums. Now the strumming pattern we're going to use for Last Kiss, and that we're going to use for a lot of songs, and that is a siren, Downtown London. Ignore that. The strumming pattern we're going to use is down, 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 up, with the right hand. So here it is again. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, up. Now, when you do an upstroke on the guitar, you don't need to catch all of the strings. Really, you just need to catch the bottom few. So as I'm going down with most chords, I'm doing all of them. Kind of. Some chords you'll leave out the top string, but for now, we'll go through all of them on the downstroke. And then when we do an upstroke, we're just going to catch the thinnest strings at the bottom. So it's good to practice just doing the down-up motion before we do a strumming pattern. So take whichever of the 4 chords you like the most, and we're just going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you'll notice when I'm coming up, I'm just catching 2 or 3 of the bottom strings. It doesn't have to be exact. If I do strum through the whole thing, it sounds fine, but the thicker strings have a lot more bass frequency to them, and it can kind of muddy up your sound. So just practice strumming down, up, down, up, down, up. All of them on the down strum, get the nice bass strings in there, and then just flick and catch the bottom few strings on your up strum. Now when you feel up for it, let's try the actual strumming pattern. So we're going to go down, 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 up, down, up. Once you got that, you can try and repeat it. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And like I was saying in the previous video, it's really important we keep the integrity of the rhythm. So the strumming has to be consistent. Even when you're practicing transitioning chords, it's important that you kind of force yourself to keep that right hand going, and you switch between G, E minor, C, and D without stopping that strumming. So in this song, we're going to go from our G chord to our E minor chord first. Now this transition is one of the easier ones. Nothing's gonna feel super easy right now, but we're gonna leave our index finger right there on the second fret of the second string, and we're gonna drag our middle finger down and under. So when we go from G to E minor, we're not gonna lift that index finger. We're gonna leave it there and drag our middle finger down and under. Now, when I go to the C chord, I have an anchoring finger as well. I'm gonna leave my middle finger there, and I'm gonna drag my index down and my ring right there. So this chord progression is really nice to play so far. We have anchoring fingers all throughout. Now when we go to the D chord, we won't have an anchoring finger, so I'd recommend you just focus on getting your index finger where it needs to be. So the second fret of the third string from the bottom. And again, do you see what that does? That puts our hand in position to drag the other fingers over. And then when we want to restart the chord progression, again, we don't really have a shared finger yet for a D to G chord. Now there is a way to do a G chord where there is a shared finger. We're just not touching that one yet. I'll show you some alternative ways to play the G chord shape later. So for now, when we want to start over the chord progression, we're going to take our middle finger, put it right at the top on the third fret, and again, my hand is now ready and in position to go to the G chord shape. So we got G, G to E minor to C, and then C to D. Then we start over. So to play Last Kiss, a lot of songs like this are actually just a single chord progression, 3 or 4 chords in a specific order, and then they repeat that sequence over and over and over again for the entire song. It kind of lays the canvas or palette, if you will, for all the lyrics and the drums and guitar and whatever else you want to add. So with this chord progression, we're going to do that strumming pattern once on every chord. So I'm going to go down, 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 up, then E minor, then C, then D, then I'll repeat. So it just repeats that over and over and over again. Now there is one point in the song where you'll actually do the G chord twice, and I believe strumming pattern twice, and I believe it is at the end of the chorus. So with the chorus, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave. Right here. This world. We're out on a date in my daddy's car. And so on and so forth. So at the end of the choruses, the hook, they throw in 2 extra strumming patterns on a G chord. And then they start the whole normal sequence over again. Now with these chords, you don't always hit the top string. On any G chords or E chords, you can hit all of the strings. But for the most part, anything else, like the C chord, the D chord, we're gonna leave out that top string if we can. So when I'm strumming a C chord, I'm not hitting that guy, I'm going from here. Even with my strumming pattern. And the D chord, same thing. Now you'll see that they teach the D chord in a way that you actually leave out both the top strings, but that's not necessary. And when I get into some music theory stuff and how chords are actually built, I'll prove that. I guess that's a hot take. Might be a hot take to some teachers, but you'll always see the D chord being taught that you can go from the 3rd string down. You can actually go from the 2nd string down. It's totally fine. If you go from the top, hear that dong, that big rumble, that's what we want to avoid. So when we're going through our open chords, E chords and G chords, you can hit all of the strings. The rest of them, for now, leave out that top string. Well, congratulations, guys. There's your first tune, Last Kiss. If you need a reference for it, I'd recommend listening to the Pearl Jam version. Again, take your time. Make sure you get the strumming pattern feeling comfortable before you attempt the song. And hopefully you've gone through the last few videos and you've memorized the chord shapes already, and you're keeping in mind how to transition them smoothly. I'd recommend that you try transitioning them first with just maybe 4 strums, so you don't gotta worry about the right hand, and go through them all, like I was talking about in the previous video. So that's it, guys. Have fun. Congratulations on your first song, and I will be back with you in the next one. Cheers.